The EU is expected to give Poland's right-wing government until September to reverse a controversial set of laws that give the country's politicians control over its Supreme Court. Poland's former President Lech Walesa joins protest against judicial overhaul. Read more. The Polish Senate defied international condemnation early on Saturday in mass demonstrations in Warsaw to approve a law that allows the firing of its current Supreme Court judges, except those chosen by the Justice Minister and approved by the President. Protests continued in Poland on Saturday. But despite increasing dismay at developments, the European Commission knows it needs time to build support before moving towards what is regarded as the nuclear option of suspending a country's voting rights in the EU. For the first time last week, the first vice president of the EU's executive, Frans Timmermans, warned that Brussels was very close to triggering the sanction, which would spark a major confrontation with one of the EU's most populous member states. The legislation passed on Saturday is only one of a series of contentious legal reforms being pursued by the ruling Law and Justice Party, PiS, which have prompted thousands to take to the streets in protest against what many claim is the death of Polish democracy. The new law gives the president the power to issue regulations for the Supreme Court's work. It also introduces a disciplinary chamber that, on a motion from the Justice Minister, would handle suspected breaches of regulations or ethics. The law now requires only the signature of the president, Andrzej Duda, who was previously a member of PiS, to become binding. With Brexit negotiations in full flow, there is unease in Brussels at taking any action that could be seen as heavy-handed in relation to a member state. With the EU engaged in a difficult balancing act, it is understood Timmermans will suggest at a meeting of commissioners on Wednesday that Poland be given until the next General Affairs Council of EU Ministers, on the 25th of September, to respond to claims that its measures are a systemic threat to the rule of law. While Poland has ignored the Commission when it has previously set deadlines on this issue, the move would at least give the Commission the summer months to garner the support required to impose tough sanctions. The EU believes, however, that it will be in a position to launch 2 infringement proceedings against Poland as soon as this week, in an attempt to slow the country's drift towards what Brussels regards as authoritarianism.